family, Ken Mills here once again with World of Comedy 5 Entertainment. So to give you the idea of what Unbiased is, we always see things on social media and also in the world where we wonder what is the thought process behind these idiotic things that people do. We're going to give an honest, unbiased opinion. So with that being said, we're going to cover several different topics. We're going to be truly unbiased this season.
Good evening, family. See, tonight, I feel a different type of way tonight. I had a whole epiphany last week as we did the Boss-ish episode. I was like, you have to be called. You have to be anointed to do what you're doing, right? Like, when you look at a pastor has to be called from God. You look at certain people that have bestowed certain talents. Where did those talents come from? It had to come from the Most High. Once the Most High puts it on you, you have to work toward it. So I finally figured out my calling probably about 3 years ago. I said I want to tell jokes. Well, I've been working toward that, but then I started doing the show, and as you guys can see, you guys enjoy the show. I have a knack for it. So it's something that I've learned to do over time, but I know where that power comes from. So tonight, we're going to touch on a few topics about calling. But the first thing we want to talk about with calling is, what can distract your calling? Do you have like some type of distraction going on in your life? Like, you remember on 5 Heartbeats? When you heard Eddie Kane Jr., you know Eddie Kane Jr. was a hell of a singer. But what distracted him? It was addiction. They didn't really say what his addiction was. They didn't show him shooting up. But you know he was on some type of dope and he was drunk. Then in the end, when he came back, he found Jesus and started singing beautifully. Well, there are a lot of people like that in the world today. There are a lot of people that have that special talent, but they lose it for some type of reason because of some type of distraction. We're going to address that tonight. Not only the drug addiction that could be in the distraction, it could be an unclear mind. It can also be self-doubt. It could also just be discouragement. Because as people see the light shine in you, people will also try to disparage the light in you. So what that means is, when people see you shine, they want to dim your light because they may be jealous or afraid to see what your potential may be. We're going to cover that. We have 3 illustrious guests that will join us here today. And I mean some illustrious guests. Now this first guest that's going to come up, y'all just bear with him. Special talent, a great friend of mine, and I know you'll enjoy it. And also, there's going to be special directions on the screen. I want you guys to follow it when you see it. But you're now here with Unbiased on Boss Up Houston Network. My name is Ken Mills, and I've been called to deliver a message. Tonight, I'll deliver that message. Going to a quick commercial break.
Wanna be a boss? You're watching Boss Up Houston Network. It's Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
Let me tell you something. My teeth, I know they're not straight. They're not exactly in alignment. If you're not going to contribute to my GoFundMe account or the production of Jerome's expressions, I suggest you keep your silence. I bet my life there's some shit in your life that's not straight or exactly in alignment that people can't see and you rather keep silent. I met a lot of people with straight teeth, but their attitude and personality stinks, like they haven't brushed or used Listerine in weeks. When I lose these teeth, I done lost a couple of these jokers already. Now, when I lose these teeth, through these gums, I still will speak. Poetic, pimping, literature, poetry. Being as real as I can be, elevating the majestic of my creativity. When I go to the dentist and get these teeth fixed, I still will be that same prophet of eternal truth. That same poet in motion, progressing, elevating the majestic of my creativity. If you want me to impress you, point out something about me that's not seen that's cheaper to fix than my teeth. Until then, me and my teeth are going to be as cool as a window AC. And we don't usually intend to offend everybody. If you got something to say about my teeth, that's a negative mention. Purchase one of these shirts I created that says, I'm too cheap to pay you any attention. Peace, poetry, and pimp. And that's that poetic pimping literature for y'all.
All right, everybody, we're back here. Now we have Poet Pimp. Now you've heard what Poet Pimp had to bestow upon us tonight. Now you see why he's one of my most dear friends in entertainment. When I first met this gentleman, I had first started doing open mic comedy, and he was the first person in entertainment to tell me, he said, you special. And he started to tell me what jokes he loved from me. Then he also gave me feedback, like, you should play it this way, that way. And I listened. But bring it to you now, my good friend, Poet Pimp. How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm better than some, not as bad as others.
All right, Poet. Now, we're going to get to the elephant in the room before we even continue here.
Okay.
All right, we want to talk about this poem that you just did about your teeth. What has happened to the teeth? What's going on with the teeth? Talk to us.
Well, I started out with buck teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And that came from me sucking my thumb as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So over the years, you know, they kept getting bucker, and then they started getting loose. Next thing you know, one came out. I was like, oh, wow, okay. Then another one came out. I was like, oh, wow, okay. Get to narrow it down, end up losing 3 teeth.
Mm-hmm.
So they just came out over, like, they got tired of hanging in with me.
Okay. So, when you lost your first tooth, how old were you?
29.
29?
Yeah.
So, going back, like, when did you start doing poetry?
Probably when I was about 17 years old. I started off just writing like love poems, and then as time went by, life happened. I started incorporating that into poetry as a way of expressing myself and how I feel about certain situations, and come to find out a lot of stuff that I do write, a lot of people relates to it too.
So you say love poems, so it had to be a woman, huh?
It was a woman, and it was always a vision of how I would like to be in a relationship with a woman.
Okay. Do you feel as though the teeth was a hindrance or an impediment to you getting to that level of happiness?
Yeah.
Like, can you give us an example or an experience where others may have disparaged you or discouraged you because of your appearance, because of your teeth?
One occasion, I was in the middle of a business deal, and this came about when I had lost my first tooth, and so I was talking to one guy, and he introduced me to another guy. So me and the other guy got to talking, and at the end of the conversation, he was like, "Man, what happened to your teeth, man? I don't. That's not a good look for what I'm trying to do."
Hmm.
So he was like, "I'm going to have to be able to turn down your business on having you with me until you can get your teeth fixed." Now he enjoyed what I had to say in my tenacity, but it was more of my outer appearance seemed to would have hurt what he was trying to produce.
Okay. Now, going to that situation, I know that caused a lot of hurt and a lot of pain for you. How did you cope with that? What was one of the coping mechanisms that you used to get past that?
Writing poetry was one of my biggest copes for it. Just writing, think about it. That's where my teeth came along at, and just making that, helping it make me to be wiser and want to be more creative. Now, every now and again, I drink. I smoke weed too, though. But that's more on a when I'm sitting back and thinking about certain things or something happening.
And has the drinking affected you with any business or you achieving any goal?
Yeah, it has.
Okay. And can you tell us in what way?
One way that I can remember and I never forget, I was on a live and I was hosting that live, and there was a lot of people in there. They really cut for me,
Right.
you know, and apparently I was drunk to the point to where I really didn't know what I was saying or doing, but it pissed off a lot of people, especially in the poetry community, to the point they wanted to blackball me.
Mm.
So after a certain poet, he gave me a call, told me about everything, how people was thinking about what I said and how I was acting. And you know, he was like, "Well, I seen it. I know that you was under influence." And man, that's when he told me, "Man, you were on borderline of getting blackballed."
So make us understand and make sense here of the situation. They were willing to blackball you because of you being inebriated. Were you in an event?
No, I was in the comfort of my own home, you know, just chilling, relaxing.
Did you say anything that was disrespectful or anything that was discriminatory against anyone?
Apparently, I did, uh, and it was to the point to where I know a couple of people on there, you know, they just won't fuck with me at all. Period. You know, and that was because, you know, I can say I ain't gonna put it under the influence, but I wasn't me.
Right, right. So after going through that situation, also seeing entire community wanting to thwart your passion, what was the way that you rebounded?
Prayed on that situation, uh, and went with my first instinct, my first mind when I'm told, or I guess you could say it's God talking to me when say, "Man, do this, don't do that," you know, go this way, don't go that way. I started listening more to that outer voice.
Okay, okay. And listening to that outer voice, do you exercise more control when you want to touch any one of your vices? Like, is there a point where you say, okay, I feel down today, I might want to touch this, but I got too much going on, I got too much at stake to touch it? Do you ever go through that?
Yeah, oh yeah, all the time, all the time.
Now, I know that you have a number of shows that you do around the greater Houston area. Um, can you tell us, like, number one, how did you start to create your own shows? And number two, what is the driving force, or what is the power behind it that makes you do that on a monthly basis?
Well, I've seen, first with the poetry, I got familiar with the feeling of poetry is, got to hanging around more positive, poetic people, not just poets, but comedians, actors, because I see everybody as a poet.
Mm-hmm.
And it came a point to where I've been seeing a lot of poets doing it, and I learned from them, ask them questions, you know, how should I go about doing this, doing like that. Then I came to the point I said, man, let me just jump out there and try it. You know, when I reached out to some poets, they all came, well, some of them came to the venue, you know, and ever since then, you know, the people that was there at the venue, they enjoyed it. You know, the artists enjoyed themselves. And then from there, it was just like, I started feeling that enjoyment of doing something that's becoming a good vice.
Right.
And as far as me keep doing it, it's just to make my legacy legendary.
That's right.
You know, to show people that you can do something as long as you put your mind to it and don't let nothing from your past hinder your future.
Most definitely. Now, Poet, one thing I would tell the audience, Poet makes these frames. These frames are inspirational. He did one for me and my wife last year. He always doing something for me. I'm always figuring out a way to pay him back, do something for him. This is one of my bona fide partners. Now, Poet, can you show the people some of your work, what you do?
Oh, yes, most definitely. These are 2 frames that I created. They have some of my poems in there. And these 2 poems are particularly titled Burning Bridges. I do these, and then usually on the inside of it, on the back of this one, as you can see, it got my handwriting with some inspirational words on it too. This one has the same thing, but once you purchase it, you can open it and you can read what's in there. And this is one of my other t-shirts. This is a limited edition paint splash t-shirt that says, I'm too cheap to pay you any attention. It has, I'm too cheap to pay you any attention on the front, and peace, poetry, and pimping on the back. And as I said, these are limited edition. If you want one, hit me up.
All right. Now, Poet, I'd like to tell you 2 things. So, first thing I would say, me being a person of a certain age and a certain experience, I could see that you had a certain level of pain within you. That's what drew me to you, and that's why you'll forever have my friendship. I want you to know, don't ever let anybody discourage you, and I think you learned the whole lesson there. Nobody can blackball you if you have true talent. Feel empowered to do what you need to do. You're always going to have an audience. You're always going to have people that's going to listen. You're always going to have allies that are going to be there to help you. Now, last thing. Hopefully today, as people see your GoFundMe, they'll feel the need to help you reach your goal so you can ascend to the level that you envision. Okay? And what we'd like to do here at Unbiased, and also World of Comedy 5, will assist you as well. With that being said, we're going to drop something in there, GoFundMe, after this telecast. All right. That'll be the seed that we'll sow. But other than that, can you tell the folks your social media and where they can find you next?
Y'all can follow me on Instagram, Poet Pimp. Not Poetic Pimp, not Poet the Pimp. It's simple as Poet Pimp. My Facebook and YouTube is Jerome's Expressions, where you will see videos, flyers, and things of that nature that I've created myself. And you will also experience the pure essence of expressions. And you will also see my monthly events that I will be having and where I will be scheduled to be performing to as well. But until next time, I got faith that life will continue to treat you kings and queens like royalty. Peace, poetry, and pimping.
That's right, y'all. Now, y'all know me as another type of player, but I'm down with this type of pimping as well. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we return, we'll have our final two illustrious guests. You're now here with Unbiased, with Ken Mills on Boss of Houston Network.
Hi, this is T. Foxy Wyckoff, and this is Let's Talk Business and Real Estate, where faith, hope, and determination comes alive. You can't talk business without talking real estate. Come follow me. The Lord will bless your barns, and He will bless your hands and everything you put them to do. The Lord will bless the property in which He's giving you. Tune in to Let's Talk Business and Real Estate on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on the Boss Up Houston Network.
Watching a great show on Boss Up Houston Network. Have you heard? They're bossing up, okay? And I heard they're looking for you. Any podcasters, talk show hosts, if you're a writer or producer, we definitely need you. Come aboard and boss up.
Are you a small business owner that is struggling to promote your company?
Our topic today is, what's your status?
Shoot the dice at this point.
You just shoot the dice. Roll the dice.
So...
Yes.
Hey, how y'all doing? It's attorneys.
Alright. I love it. Imagine being televised on a national platform. How about being a host or sponsor on a syndicated podcast? Or being featured on exclusive promotions and interview for your product to your ideal customer? Hi, I'm Kayla Sneed, and I'm head of sales with Boss Up Houston. And here at Boss Up, we like to help small business owners and entrepreneurs advertise, promote, or become a sponsor for one of our television, podcast, or radio shows. All you have to do is click the link down below to see if you qualify. I'll be seeing you soon.
This is Boss Up Houston, where we look up, stay up, and boss up.
And we're back. Now, family at home. I know some of you may know these two gentlemen to my left and to my right. Now, this is what I call my inner sanctum, my inner circle. Half of it, right? The other half is in other places. Shout out to y'all. But I talk to these gentlemen mostly every day. And these are the people that I could really just share certain things with. And they are the ones that give me the heads up or the thumbs down. So introducing to you guys now. Kerry Yates, Pops Bird.
Yo, what's up with it?
What's up, y'all?
Alright, now, I know y'all got a group chat at home and y'all be talking to y'all friends, right? We definitely got one. But it's on steroids, it's a video chat. And on this video chat, every day is something new. So first thing that I want to do, I want to pivot. I'd like to give Pops this first question. How do you view the ascension of Sha'Carri? I'm not even going to give her last name at this point because now she's a superstar. Her ascension and also her untimely demise. Talk about that one.
Oh, man. You will put me in the seat.
Oh man, let's see. Shakira. South Dallas native. I mean, that should give you, I'm not hating. I got love for the South Dallas, you know what I'm saying? Paw, you know what I'm saying? The guy you see right there, he resides in South Dallas, but yeah, they're a special kind of people. And she's exhibiting her special characteristics as we speak, for lack of better words. She's interesting. Let's see what she's gonna do next.
What makes her so interesting?
Her charisma is a little more over the top than a lot of people are used to. So therefore, she comes off as more cocky than confident, and that cockiness is has been put under display and under the microscope this past couple to three months. She went from the fastest to the last.
What about you, Kier? What you think about that one?
Really, I really don't have too much to say about it because, like I was telling y'all, man, I really don't watch a lot of TV.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, do y'all want to know the reason why I don't watch TV?
Yes, sir. Tell us.
The reason why I don't watch TV no more is because this whole homosexual agenda, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't really have nothing against the gay community, but I'm not trying to look at that every 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's not normal. It'll never be normal in my eyes, So, I mean, like I said, I don't want to see this every 5 seconds. So I choose not to watch TV.
Well, on both of these topics, I have two things to say. Number one, for Shakari. Shakari, sometimes who we are, when we be too real, that can definitely derail our calling. Sometimes we have to look at our audience and see how our audience is and play toward it. Not saying that you have to be fake, but at a certain point, there's a certain level of decorum that you must take. Right. Like, if I'm running a race, me having 20 pounds of yaki in my head may not work.
All right, I was going to get there.
But, hold on, I'm not done. Now, also, sometimes we hate the people that we should be learning from, right? So, Shakari got battled for Herb, right? And sir.
Restart it. Well, you can, it's not live, so, but sorry. Oh, yeah.
All right. So I'll go back to Shakari. Okay. So sometimes we hate on those who we should be learning from. Now, Shakari took out her time to hate on the Jamaican track team, right? But yet they passed their drug screen. But you fell for weed. And what is the national flower for Jamaica? Weed.
Good Mary Jane.
Come on. Now, all I'm saying is, whoever her advisors are, they need to tell her something. They need to pull her to the side and say, man, tone it down, relax. Sometimes just go and perform, show and prove, be quiet. Now, for this other agenda, now that's true. And that's been going on for such a long time. But at the same time, we have to look at it this way. We have a diversity and inclusion agenda today. So what that means is, let's just say us. We're black men. Society wants us to embrace others that are not like us.
Right.
However, those who do not like us will not embrace us.
True, that's facts.
So there has to be some level of reciprocation. And I think when we start talking about like the little baby, we start talking about Boosie, we start talking about these people that are just basically being themselves. That's derailing them to a certain extent. Where Boosie can't because he owns his whole thing. He the boss of his whole ship.
Right.
But the baby is so young, he's new to the system, and that's derailing him. So what I would say is, we still have freedom of speech, but just because you have freedom of speech, you still have to deal with the repercussion.
Oh yeah, you got to deal with those consequences. That's facts. Yeah, like that interview, she just had to deal with those consequences of cursing number one, and then just like sportsmanship at the end of the day. Because I used to run AAU track. And the first thing you learn is any sport is sportsmanship. I mean, whether win, loss, embarrassment, all that, it was just like you can't talk so much noise that you don't back it up, and then you come in last, and then you bomb the interview. At least you could have had a better interview than your race. Got to pick one if if you're gonna tail off of either one. But it's just like it just seemed like a lack of preparedness, and like you say, the inner circle. Like she really may want to look at her inner circle and if they really, really out for the greater good and the greater goal of what she's trying to accomplish, because they failing her right now.
Right. And then sometimes, it could be that one person. Because just think about it. It's all about the humility in a person. Because think about it. If I really didn't, excuse my language, I really didn't care about what was going on, y'all tell me some stuff, I'm still going to do what I want to do anyway.
These are facts.
Y'all know me, I'm retarded. I'm still going to do what I want to do anyway.
That's the mentality that I have.
All right. So this thing, Kerry, I know you have some different thoughts about this COVID agenda that's going on right now as well, as far as the vaccinations are concerned, and also the scope and reach of the disease, if you care to speak on that.
I mean, I'm still not going to get the shot if that's what you want to know. And the reason is, let me see, it might sound crazy, but I came across something and it was saying that people who smoke a lot of weed, it tends not to affect us. And me, I smoke a bunch of weed. So I really don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? If it's true, I mean, that's not one of my concerns in life, man.
So you're not worried about the vaccine? You're not worried about that being a qualification for you to go into certain places?
For the simple fact, I wasn't traveling a lot before this, so it's not affecting me that much.
Some workplaces adopting the mandatory vaccination.
Well, when that happened, that's when I go into business for myself, because I mean, just play by my own rules. I mean, yeah, nah.
What rules you gonna play by?
Mine's.
Yours? So what if they say you need the vaccination to go to McDonald's?
Who was they? I don't eat McDonald's now.
You feel me?
What about Papa Dough?
I really don't eat that. No.
What do you eat?
Let's see. I eat Wendy's. I eat a lot of Popeyes. But I mean, if it comes down to that, then I just get in the kitchen and just cook for myself. Well, I can't cook. I mean,
right. But I mean, the grocery store will tell you that you need the vaccination too.
Boy,
that's when I start growing my own stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I go to the country and get down like that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, heard about the vaccinations.
Me being a veteran, bro, they can cancel it because I still ain't figured out what those 6 shots they put him on. I still don't know what the hell that was, and I think they had some lasting effects, so they can hold this the COVID shot. As far as other people, I do have concern because I do have some people in my family that have underlying conditions. So I just wear my mask, keep my hygiene up like as usual, wash my hands, all that good stuff. And other than that, just social distance like I've always done, being the only child, and I'm good.
I don't understand the reluctance. I really don't. I'm probably the odd man out the crew. I've been fully vaccinated. And the reason why I tell you why the vaccination don't bother me is because you have to take a vaccination to go to school. Now, those vaccines they give babies at the beginning are full of mercury and can lead to autism, but yet we still put them in the babies. So, okay, and then also another behavior that people have that they are not knowing about. You eat out of people's houses all the time. People come around you and they say, I got an Alfredo plate for $15. They put it on Facebook and you buy it.
That's a
and
negative.
you eat it. And you don't know where that's coming from.
That's a negative.
That
Okay.
potlucks.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't do the potlucks.
Yeah, and then look, you see a fine woman on the street.
Oh man, you gonna really do me that?
Yeah, you see a fine woman on the street, you talk to her. And then you say, hey, baby, you know, this, that, and other. Then she give you a chance. You go home with her. But you don't put no wrinkles on. You don't put no coat on. You're going to go raw. You're going to go face first. But yeah, you're worried about the vaccine. That's more of a danger than anything else.
I got one for you. I've been vaccinated because I stay in Houston in a plant city. So I'm immune to it.
So what you saying, you live in Chernobyl?
Yeah, bro. Like, we live in a factory city. Like, for all we know, Corona been here.
That's true.
All right.
It was in Lysol. They said it was in Lysol. It was the SARS-CoV virus inside of Lysol.
It's like, okay, I'm going to put it like this here. COVID-19 is a new strain. Like, I don't care if anybody want to keep referring, it's new, it's more acute, and all the pretty words. Those are just fear. Those are scary words to spook you. You know what I'm saying, to get your attention. At the end of the day, that's how I feel about it. So it's like if we've already had COVID-18, 1 through 18, 19 come. We've been breathing this and that and third. We've been doing everything we've been doing. Why all of a sudden we need to put some juice in our body to make us feel more comfortable with living or extending our life when we don't even know we don't have a time elapsed date on when we're gonna perish. So how do you figure this vaccine is about to save your life?
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you what happened to me today?
Talk to me, Doc.
Brothers. Now, you know I hit y'all up all the time. I was in the car after I talked to y'all earlier. I went to Dillard's. So I go to Dillard's to go buy this shirt.
Okay.
It was a woman in a wheelchair. She was probably about 300, 200 pounds. Or what happened?
It's just it keeps pulling down. I'm trying to tell you pull it up. You pull it down. It's going down.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect right there.
You acting like Heathcliff won.
Yeah.
Heathcliff.
My bad. I didn't know.
You could. All right, tell the story. Tell the story.
All right, so man.
Dillard's.
Yeah. So look, I pull up in the Dillard's, right? I go walk in Dillard's. It's a woman 300 pounds in a wheelchair. Now the woman, she moving her feet to move to the front of the register.
Right.
But then when she pays for it, she needs somebody to push her to customer service. And I didn't wear no mask today because I was like, you know what? I'm in a rush. I ain't gonna wear no mask. She had on a mask. And the woman said, why don't you put on the mask? You're gonna hurt my health.
That part right there.
How I'm gonna hurt your health, man? Your health already hurt. You are hurt.
Make it make sense, Doc.
That's what I'm saying. Make it make sense. She didn't push away from the table. I don't know her situation, but I mean, it's safe to say, ma'am, you can actually walk. I seen you moving your limbs.
She can just move her limbs. She probably
She stood up to pay the people at the cash register, put the money and sat back down.
I tried, miss. I tried.
That's the tomfoolery I'm talking about. That's why I don't understand. Because the things I don't understand is, why are you so dead set on setting me to a certain criteria? Like, if I come out, I gotta have on a mask. I gotta have this. I gotta have that. This is not a uniform.
Right.
That part right
This
there.
is supposed to be freedom. We're supposed to be a sovereign.
This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Where is my freedom of choice?
Now, we're going to talk about freedom of choice. This will probably be the last topic that we're going to talk about now. Religion.
Dum, dum, dum.
Now, we have discussions about religion all the time. All the time. I study so much, I think I'm a theologian.
Oh, yeah, you on your way, doctor. I'm just trying to see what we're going to break the ground on this here church.
So, Kerry, tell me what you think about the state of religion in the black community.
Break it down, doctor. Take your time.
Good question. I mean, I can't really use the language that I really want to use, but my main motto is like #FRReligion. Is because I feel like it's the truth and there's some false in every religion. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta pick through it yourself and see, you know what I'm saying? And also I look at it as it's another way of putting us in a category to go against each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just like, okay, if we in the square, it's 4 of us. You know something, you know what I'm saying? You gotta trade, I gotta trade. He gotta trade, the other person gotta trade. Let's all get together and see, you know what I'm saying, our positives. Don't focus on the negative and make it happen that way. That's how I look at whole religion. So that's why my main motto is hashtag FI religion.
Bird.
Man, I'm practically in that same boat, because at the end of the day, after you do true study for yourself, you realize that all the religions basically saying the same thing, but then they change 1 or 2 different nuances of variables to make it their religion. And it's like, what are you even arguing for? What are you debating about? You know what I mean? Like, we supposed to come together. And religion, to me, in my perspective, as brothers say, it's like a division tool, because we're not focused. Everybody want to debate about whose deity is the best or whose deity blesses you, you know, in so many. And it's like, that ain't even what it's about.
I want to kill you over my God because of your God.
That part, like, when it really, like, where did religion even come to that point of competition? It's more of a competition.
And me personally, I hate to hear people be like, well, my prayer warriors, y'all pray for me. Man, one time I got on Facebook and I told them, I said, say, man, the next person walk up on me and say they go pray for me, I'm going to punch them right in their face. You know what I'm saying? For the simple fact, I don't do the religion, so you're not praying to the same person I pray to. You know what I'm saying? Well, I look at it, you could be praying for my downfall.
That part.
So why would I want you to pray for me?
And there's one thing here when they say blessed and highly favored. I'm blessed and highly favored. Now, I can agree with being blessed. When we say highly favored, when does arrogance come into religion when it should be humility? Because I'm looking at it this way, like, how do you think God favors you above every one of his creatures?
Yeah.
Right? What makes you so special? What have you done, or what have you offered to him to place you to the head of the line? And do you even feel that you have a relationship with God to a certain point to where you the head of the line, like you his right-hand man? That's a figment of some folks of their imaginations.
Right.
They don't understand that, number one, God will give you a vision, but it's for you to do for self. A lot of these people, like, that's why we call it calling tonight. A lot of these people, they say that they're anointed to do something. They say that they are called to do something. They calling themselves. It's just like me picking up my phone and calling Ken Mills.
Come on, man.
They lying. They lying to themselves. And you know why? Because they want that attention. They want that adulation that they see other people who have the true calling go through. And then what ends up happening, they hate on the person that have the true calling and the true light. We see it all the time. We see people, if we're supposed to be God-fearing people, we're supposed to help our fellow man, they'll call another man trash or talk down on a person on social media and also in person, behind the person's back, and backbite.
That part.
Instead of trying to talk and understand where this person is coming from and lend a helping hand.
That, or if they do something good, they got their phone out so they can record and then people, oh, that was so nice.
That part, that's like the weirdest thing. You know what I mean?
It's just like the crate challenge. Like, okay, you got all these people looking at you as you go up, right? Think about this. This is your life. The crate challenge is your life. That's why it's so addictive.
Yeah.
You see people going up, right?
That picture. Yeah.
When they stumble, you like, right. Then you even got some fools that's gonna run up and karate kick you and make you fall because they don't want to see you up top. You see what I'm saying? But then the same ones that was doubting you, talking about, when you saw the one where he had rolling the blunt at the top, and he came down.
Yeah.
When he came down, all his fake partners was there. You did it.
Cheers.
But when I was at that top rung and it looked kind of shaky, you was like, he ain't gonna make it.
Counted them out, huh?
So the crate challenge ain't nothing but a microcosm of life. That's why it's so catchy. People are watching this, you see? And Everybody want to jump on the crate now because everybody want to say, look at me.
Boom.
Look at me.
Boom.
Some fall quicker than others. But those who make it through, they still ain't the winner. Because guess what? Now you got more haters. Because they say, oh, you can't do it again. So they made this boy come back again.
Come on,
He
man.
went forward with the book.
Come on.
He pulled out the book. He was reading the book.
I see what you're doing. You working now.
Then he came back. Read the book again. They say, oh, no, you ought to do something different.
Right. Put a candle on top of that.
Yeah. You came down with the hookah.
Yeah.
Come back with a blunt.
Yeah.
You did that with the hookah. Come back with a Hennessy bottle.
Yeah. Just like the shorty came with the heels.
Yeah.
And then you had one try to do the bike. Like, I don't know what he was thinking about with this bike issue.
And check this out. Whenever you got an advantage in life, it's just like when you got them wide crates. They gonna say, oh, that don't count.
Yeah.
That don't count. He used wide crates.
Yeah.
When they had the boy up there and he had the big boots, they say, oh, no, that don't work.
He cheated.
Because he had the big boots. They called him the big stepper. Now, what I'm trying to tell y'all is, you can't tell me what advantage I need to take to get over the hump. Let me get over the hump first.
Right.
Rejoice. Learn how I figured out the advantage to get over the hump. Don't try to make my whole challenge be a hindrance or be an impediment.
I got one for you. Since you break it down like that, okay. So like, if you ever notice on those crate chats, I think I can't remember which it was a rapper or whatever. They like you hear everybody be like, man, be quiet.
Yeah.
Be quiet as they going up, right?
Yeah.
So that like you just broke it down. It basically explains that, you know, when you're going up, everybody want to be talking while you supposed to be focusing on what you supposed to be focusing on. Everybody want to, you know, like again in life when you're going up, everybody, oh yeah, I see you. Or if you have those people like, oh, I see you doing your thing, or you coming up, but they not allowing you to focus on what it is you need to focus on, so you can get up and over and celebrate. They still, while they're cheering you on, saying, "Oh, they see you," they also praying on your downfall.
Yeah, distractions from different angles.
You don't make it.
And it's always a competition. And then also, with it being a competition and always being a challenge, guess what? Now you hear people saying, "So why not they selling crates for?" So what? You don't want me to set the platform in my life? So if we're going to equate the crate challenge to life, people get mad because it's out there for you to take.
That's good, boy. That's good.
They don't want you to go out there and take it. They want you to sit back where you was because they happy to see you where you was in the mud. They don't want to see you get up from the mud and rise.
Right on. That's right. That's
so
true.
Before I continue to,
that's a good one. It's got you lit. I like it.
So what we're gonna do now, Kerry? Tell them your social media. Tell them what your plans is. Because I know it's the people that love your point of view, man.
Let me see. I mean, I got something coming out that I'm working on called Street Visions. You know. Then I have another little thing that I'm working on. I came up with an idea for a children's book series based upon my little girl. Because if you know me, then you really know how crazy I am about my little girl. You know what I'm saying? I tell her all the time, she's me and I'm her.
Shout out to Niecy Honeydew.
Yeah.
Shout out, man.
Kiora.
Yeah, that's my better half, but pretty much, man, that's about it. I mean, you can look me up on Kerry H. I mean, on Facebook or whatever. That's all that I be on, you know. I don't do too much social media because I get in trouble. I ain't gonna do much lie to you. I get to dipping off and doing stuff that I don't need to be doing. I mean, even though I'm not in a relationship, I still be doing stuff, you know.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to keep him, you know.
Bird, come on.
All right, you know, it's the boy Pops Bird on Facebook, Savvy Savages, UNI. On Twitter, that's Savvy, SAVVY, Savages. If you can't spell it, SAVAGES, UNI on Twitter. Savvy Savages University, 80 on Twitter. Savvy Savages UNI on TikTok. I just got on there, so you know what I'm saying. Don't go to my page and then start trying to clown me on my numbers. I just conformed to this. But hey, if you need some video edits, some photography, things like that, heat press, some print work. Savvy Savages University is the grassroots. You know, if you ain't trying to do no high dollar wholesales, come holler at me, support the black business.
All right. Thank y'all, brother.
Thank you.
y'all for coming. Now, at the top of the show, we had Poet Pimp. Poet Pimp gave us a glimpse into his calling, what he liked to do with his passion, also what could have possibly derailed him. But he here now. That's my boy. We're going to represent and we're going to hold him down. Then we had my two brothers come on here. We talked about some current events, and then we also talked about some of the philosophies that we have over some of the social media that we see, how that guides us through life and everything. I want to close out tonight. I feel as though I need to do a sermon. Now, there was a gentleman that was in my life a long time ago, not too long ago. He gave me an opportunity. He gave me an opportunity to be in the rightful hand of the church. I took good care of that opportunity. I prayed to God about it. I did everything that I felt that I should do. Anybody that know me know I'm a hard worker, I'm detailed, and if I'm on something, I'm focused. Now, when life started to change for me, I started to get married. I had to take care of my wife. I had to step away from that obligation, which I made consideration and I said. These things I told this person directly. I seen this person a myriad of times after. We had conversations, and it wasn't no problem. 2 weeks ago, I run into the same individual in my present state, with me shaking diabetes, me shaking blood pressure, me shaking self-doubt, me fully confident, rising to ascension of where I am in media, in my personal life, and in my business dealings. Me being on the top of my mountain as I see it. And felt the nerve to come at me in a time of bereavement in front of my family and question me on some things in an opportune place. Now, you said what you had to say in front of your congregation for your sermon. I'm going to say what I need to say in front of mine. You always say, I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, you got the month of May. What make you feel this way? You say is not your girl, is your God. I got a lyric for you. Some preachers in the pulpit ain't saved. Most of them just false prophets messing with women and getting paid. And that's from my favorite theologian, Pimp C, because he's seen all through it. And excuse me for cussing when I talk about this here. He's seen all through your bullshit. Number one, the reason why people don't want to mess with you like you're doing, because you got stuff out there on you, bro. You got stuff out there on you. Now, I spared you. I didn't want to do this in front of people, but you kind of baited me into this, so I'm going to put it out there for you. You come see me. You know where I be at. Player, keep your hands to yourself. Keep your felonious thoughts in your mind about women, thinking that you God, thinking that you are the source of everything. You ain't the source of nothing. God is my source. It's more than a building. It's more than what we can manifest in one four-corner room. We taking this all out on the road. What we do here, what we did tonight, we uplifted so many people because we showing people that guess what? For you to hide behind religion and think that you're going to pimp somebody and think you have some type of false authority, player, you definitely wrong. Now, I would talk about the way you wear your clothes and the way that you stinkily built, but we are not going to get that petty. I wish you much success in what you're doing, and I hope you wish the same for me. If you get upset, you already know I'm a player about mine, come see me. I hate that I had to go this way with it. I know I'm going to lose some followers and some friends behind it, but I don't care. So I want to tell you like this here. You said you could take my papers back. You can't take nothing from me that God already gave me, player. What God gave me is more greater than what you can ever manifest. And for you to think that you got any power over anything that's going on with me, you sadly mistaken. Because guess what? The whole world know about you now. They know about how you try to talk under women's clothes, how you try to rub on women on right-hand fellowship, how you try to cheat and sneak and do whatever that you want to do, and how you don't open the church up, but you only open it up for funeral. Everybody sitting out in the back parking lot. Why you want to do that for? I thought we believe in God. God can beat COVID, can't he? So why everybody scared? So anyway, come see me if you want to talk to me. You talk behind my back, you already know how I act. I ain't tripping. Mama, I love you, but I had to see it. And I know y'all gonna ride with me. But like I said, we're unbiased because I see things through a different objective or a different perspective. I'm not mad. I'm just calling it how I see it.
Call a spade a spade.
That's right. That's right. And I hope you get some slim fast so you can get them big pants off your head. I'm praying for you too, baby. But anyway, we out of here. Unbiased. Boss Up Houston Network. Love y'all.
Hello, family. Ken Mills here once again with World of Comedy 5 Entertainment. So to give you the idea of what unbiased is, we always see things on social media and also in the world where we wonder what is the thought process behind these idiotic things that people do. We're going to give an honest, unbiased opinion. So with that being said, we're going to cover several different topics. We're going to be truly unbiased this season.